This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
David, I love what you've done to the place.
Man, I don't know about you. Like, did you have this when you were a kid that like you would just get this feeling at like, 2 o'clock in the morning? It's like, I need to change the whole room.
Well, and now look, you have so much extra space now for extracurricular activity.
I still do it at the age of 29. I just get into this mood where I'm like, you know what? I hate the space I'm in. I just need to move it around. There's feng shui.
You've outdone yourself. This is the best it's looked since.
See, the thing is that every time I've done it, I always get it better. Like, it gets better and better and better every time. Like, I've never done it and go, this is actually worse. So, like, what am I going to do next? Whatever I do next, presumably, will be even better than this.
Well,
for anyone that can't see, imagine the room that you've been listening to this in.
A garbage shed,
now it's different. So, like, that I know, use your imagination. But imagine what we were in originally, but now it's better. That's where we're sitting.
It's much more comfortable. All we need now is a video to set ourselves up with in front of a desk. And we need to start placing all of our collectibles in front to make it more of a social media podcast.
People barely want to listen to this. I don't think they want to see us.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to see us.
No, neither do I. Do you think this is as good as I sound? Master of editing, my friend. You do not want to know how many times I stutter, slur my words, get tongue-tied, and go and repeat myself just to start a sentence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now, if we introduce a video element, it's just going to be like us chopping and changing, where you're taking out individual words. So
just
the
so
quality of the podcast would actually be lessened if we brought in a video element to this.
Yeah. So fair enough.
But Brian, we are not here today to talk about the video element of the podcast. We're here today to talk about Michael. Are we going to talk about a trailer of the week? Do you want to do a trailer of the week before we talk about Michael?
Who's Michael?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're on about. Well, David, yeah, I do want to talk quickly about one trailer here. Yeah. Should you consider yourself lucky that we're getting this at all? Are you hopeful for what other movies were deleted and cancelled for the sake of tax credits?
Oh, yes. I know what you're going to say, and I am so glad that we are getting Coyote versus Acme. I did watch this trailer because I have it there. I had it in my top most anticipated. I don't think I had it in my top 10. I maybe had an honorable mention.
You had 15 most anticipated.
So it's in there somewhere. Yeah. I thought this looks great. I was like, I'm so glad that this looks good. I'm so glad that this is a big giant middle finger to those executives that decided, yes, this movie will be better for us on the books if we actually write it off as a tax break. I'm like, fuck you guys. So I'm going to be there day one. I'm going to be seeing Coyote versus Acme. What I really, really like about the trailer is they kind of leaned into this whole thing of the Acme Corporation is Warner Brothers, which they've always kind of done anyway. Yeah. But now they're leaning into, it's the movie that Warner Brothers doesn't want you to see. As in, it's the movie that Acme doesn't want you to see. Like, they're trying to keep this from you. And I loved watching it, and all of these Looney Tunes characters just appearing. Like, in my mind, for some reason, I had this as, this is going to be Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. And those will kind of be, maybe we might get a few cameos from a few different Looney Tunes throughout. Yeah. But this feels as though, oh no, this is a Looney Tunes movie with just the main focus of it being on these two characters. Because we have we have Daffy Duck, we have Porky Pig, a little tease of a Bugs Bunny, a little man, a What's Up Doc, if you please. They also have the I say
Foghorn
Leghorn. I just think it looks so much fun. Little Tweety being squeezed by John Cena. Come on, man, what's more to like? I love a Looney Tunes. Come on, bring them back.
When you gather together the theatrically released live action movies, movie hybrids with Looney Tunes, talking the two Space Jam movies and the
Looney Tunes Back in Action with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, and maybe throw Roger Rabbit in there if you want.
It's a bit of a stretch, but yes.
Well, the ones that are not Space Jam are my favourites. They're my favourite kind of Looney Tune live action hybrids because it's more solidified that the Looney Tunes are in the real world. Do you know how I see it? Space Jam was the first one, and the Looney Tunes are real. Like, it's like Toy Story.
Yeah.
It's like you thought they're just one thing, like they are in our reality, in our life, but they're a completely different thing. They're real. And when Looney Tunes Back in Action came out, they briefly acknowledged Space Jam, but Looney Tunes Back in Action is set in a world, in my view, in my eyes, post Space Jam. So they've already had their game with Michael Jordan, and they're now integrated themselves into the real world, and they're all navigating their own lives. And I suppose Space Jam is just, we'll just do another one.
For me, Looney Tunes Back in Action feels as though it's acknowledging that the Looney Tunes are actors, and that Space Jam is just a movie that would have taken place, and the characters in Looney Tunes Back in Action acted in the movie Space Jam.
Well, then,
and they would acknowledge that that's a movie.
Well, then, where does Coyote versus Acme fit into this? Is Coyote versus Acme a real life event taking place in the world, as if we
Is
are
it a Back in Action or a Space Jam?
Yeah,
I hope it's a Back in Action. I like it more like that.
those are my favorite one. I prefer that, because it's more real. I prefer Looney Tunes Back in Action than Space Jam. The first Space Jam. Yeah. I like the trailer. I don't know how to feel about the animation style. It feels too paint canvassy.
I did feel like that too, but I would say that it's one of those things that, had this movie have been treated with a lot more respect by Warner Brothers, I'd say that the animation would have been continuously worked on. Like, this feels as though it's, however Ketchup Studios got it, was where it was at, and they're not animators. You know, they're not progressing, or they're not, putting the final touches on it or whatever. They kind of have to do it. Like, as I think Foghorn Leghorn especially kind of looked, there was one scene where I was like, I'm not too sure about this entirely. But
do you remember the Tom and Jerry movie that came out with Chloe Grace Moretz and
I didn't see it, but I know
you know,
of it.
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
And that's precisely the reason why I didn't watch that movie, because I think, shit. Yeah, don't like that. But hey, if it's good, if you want to, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can talk about it in the wider picture, and the fact that how it's so easy for a movie to be made, and when in general, when a movie is made, you have to be guaranteed that it does get released. How these days you can make a movie and then just not release it.
Yeah, it's a travesty.
It's an absolute travesty. Like, bring on Anora. Let's get a theatrical release on this here. Oh, we did a premiere, but where can we watch Anora?
Anora.
Anora.
And the Mickey Madison movie that she won an Oscar for.
No,
you can
not
watch
that
that in anywhere.
Not talk about that
HBO
one.
Max.
Talk about the one.
Don't think you're, Brian, we're not here today to talk about Coyote versus Acme.
Don't be hiding out there. You got own up to your work, man. Be grateful for it.
We're here today to talk about a little film about a little guy called Michael
Just clarify,
Jackson.
David made a short film called Anora.
I didn't make a short film. We made a short film. There was a few of us. It wasn't just me.
I did not participate.
Yeah.
We were not.
You wish. You wish.
I do wish. To be fair, I do wish. I felt like I missed out.
Brian, we're here to talk about...
I was busy fucking dealing with abortions.
I'm trying to talk about Michael Jackson. You want to talk about the past. Okay? Let's talk about Michael Jackson.
The past?
Yeah, the past. Did you have Michael Jackson high on your anticipated list?
I had it on my list. I can't remember whereabouts it was.
But you were excited for this.
I was, then I wasn't, and then I kind of was again. The subject matter of Michael Jackson is a touchy one. And that was not deterring me from wanting to see this movie. What was making me think, oh shit, how bad could this movie really be? And it was the fact that they had shot an entire third act dealing with a certain subject matter that the Michael Jackson estate forgot to say, oh, wait a minute, we just went through some of our historical papers here.
We can't do this.
Yeah,
we can't show this.
Yeah, we can't depict this situation at all, ever. And so they had to fork up like 11 to 15 million to do reshoots and come up with an entirely new third act. I think they filmed over the course of 22 days. I don't know what was...
Where was the cutoff?
Yeah, what was going to be in the original movie. I don't know if there were other scenes sprinkled throughout the movie, like in the latter half, and they were taken out because they were leading down to deal with the third act, you know?
Yeah.
Were there scenes in and out, taken out, and kind of...
Well, I definitely did
it.
feel like that there's scenes sprinkled throughout that nearly are planting of a seed that don't come to fruition. I think that for anyone that doesn't know, Brian, because you mentioned it there ever so briefly, Michael Jackson being a touchy subject. Michael Jackson was accused of inappropriately touching children, okay? Now, what I would say, okay, I don't know a whole lot about it. I've never seen, like, what was it, Surviving Neverland or any of these other documentaries or anything like that.
I've never seen it.
The reason why I haven't seen that is because I don't particularly, like, I'm not a huge Michael Jackson fan. Like, I like his music.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember him dying when I was, like, 10. And I didn't really know Michael Jackson before that. The biggest thing I know for Michael Jackson is that he died. Like, that was the biggest thing that I knew about Michael Jackson until I was a little bit older.
I remember when he died.
So do I.
Where were you? Where were you?
Where was I?
Where were you the day Michael Jackson died?
I was lying in bed. I was listening to the radio that night, and the lady on the 9 o'clock news came on and said, "The man in the mirror has died." And I went, "Who?" Like, I didn't understand because I didn't know that song. But
I was in school and Lorcan said it.
Who's Lorcan? Some guy.
Yeah.
I think the next day was my last day of primary school. I'm almost certain. So it probably was similar for you then as well.
Oh, it must have been. Sure, like we're the same age.
So
you're older though.
I'm a little bit older. The whole thing, yeah. Like, I think when it comes down to it, right? I think Michael Jackson was just a weird guy. I think he was an eccentric, weird guy who had a troubled childhood, which led him to be a little bit stunted in terms of his development of his age. And so he saw a lot of comfort in childish things. And because he was, like, as we see in the movie, he surrounds himself with these, like, animals because he doesn't have friends. So when he gets to a point where later in life he has all this money and he can create this Neverland, that he invites children around, like he's Peter Pan and these are his Lost Boys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that he was just a weird guy. It was just, like, you know, if he was alive today, we probably would all go, "Oh yeah, that's Michael Jackson. He's just a bit weird." But, like, he's still making music and he's still whatever.
If Michael Jackson was not Michael Jackson, the musician, the icon, the singer, the performer, if he was not that, someone would have murdered him.
Someone would have murdered him.
Yeah, because I don't think that would have... Well, then, having
It
said...
wouldn't fly, if you weren't a super popular...
But then again, he is a super popular guy because of the hardship and the fucking abusive childhood he endured.
Yeah.
Because of that abusive childhood he endured, that's what kind of steered him towards to success. Now, obviously, he enjoyed the excess and it was in his blood to do it creatively, you know, because he's Michael Jackson. Look what he achieved.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's just funny to think. I'm gonna say this now just so I don't forget it, but, like, we live now in a world where I can just pull out this little device from my pocket and I can learn anything I want about a celebrity. We have a portal giving us access to the rest of the world. We did not have that so much in the masses in the 2010s, or at least in the early 2010s. In fact, the noughts, 2000 to 2009, which is when Michael Jackson died, I believe, in 2009. We, you know, the rest of civilization who were not celebrities, we did not have an easy, convenient access to the rest of the world. Therefore, that element of Michael Jackson, which was shrouded in mystery, where it nearly feels like you can spot him from the distance and you know it's him, but you can't see his face. You don't know where he lives. You don't know what he goes on in his life. The only time you ever see him is when he's doing publicity tours and on stage performing, or you get a glimpse of him on TV. It's like finding treasure if you see Michael Jackson do an interview with the likes of Oprah or something like that. There was so much mystery around the guy, and there was so much of a wall between the life he lived and what he had access to because of the success he had, the popularity he had, and the world of the celebrities in the musician industry, all that. There was a wall separating him to the rest of us, and we only get to see a peek into his world when we pay for a ticket to see him perform live, do you know? And this is in the early 2000s, where we had limited access to the rest of his world. what about the 90s where the mobile phones were still a new thing?
Yeah.
Never mind the internet, going back to the 80s then, and then even back furthermore. So
Like there's people posted up outside his house to try and get a glimpse of him.
a
because
glimpse.
That's
Where-
the only way you're gonna see him.
Whereas now people can just live stream shit, and they could get so close to his window from a wall distance. That's why celebrities, they live in such large lands where their homes are, so they can have that element of privacy.
Yeah, we're so connected nowadays, but even still, like, it feels like we're less connected because we're so connected. Like, there's something about seeing it in this movie of like screaming fans. Like that just doesn't happen these days.
No.
Like it's not something. There's nothing that drives
They
people mad.
They have their
like
phones
that.
out and they're recording.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, look who I met, as opposed to like
Yeah.
the way that everyone would carry around their Michael Jackson albums and they'd get a signature on it. It just feels like, oh, it's more important that I got a photo with the person that I'm meeting than actually meeting them.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. To put it this way, in the earlier years of these musicians, not that they were getting away with something, because that implies they were doing something bad, but for the sake of argument and not knowing what other phrase to use, he and other celebrities did get away with a lot of things because there
was less eyes on them.
Yeah, to put it simply, there were less eyes on them back in them days, And you know what else? When I think of a singer, just singer, think of a singer, right? The only two musicians that came to my mind when I would think of that, all right? Singer, icon, appearance, how did they look? One was Elvis, the other is Michael Jackson. That's it. Those are the top two celebrity musicians that would come to my mind if I ever thought about a musician, at least back in the day. And Elvis got his biopic, and it was well received. Very heightened, though, in its filmmaking style, but that was Baz Luhrmann's. Its strength was the relationship between musician and manager, and so now you're doing the Michael Jackson one, and it's kind of like, dude, you can't fuck this up. This is Michael Jackson.
Well, sorry, just before you go on there, I just kind of wanted to finish what I was saying there about like that he was a weird eccentric guy. The thing about like the whole allegations and all, I kind of nearly would compare him in a way to like Jimmy Savile, where Jimmy Savile...
That's not a good thing.
No, Jimmy Savile died, and then everyone came out about what he had done, right? Michael Jackson dies, and no one's come out. Like, I think there have been two people that have accused him. Two people that have brought his estate to court. But, like, Michael Jackson's been dead now 17 years. And it just feels like if something had happened with any number of kids or whatever, that more stuff would have come out since then. So...
Sure, there have been kids who have come out and said, no, he never did anything
exactly,
like that.
yeah.
Like Macaulay Culkin's one of them.
Yeah, so it just feels like, for me, he just seemed like he was an eccentric guy who was a bit child-minded in his development.
Yeah.
But like you touched on there, one of those people that did accuse him, one of the settlements was that he couldn't be portrayed in a film or anything like that. And the original draft of this film, the third act, included that. And while throughout the whole movie, I felt like they were sprinkling in, because there was a few instances where he was like buying stuff for kids, he was buying toys, he was visiting them one-on-one in hospital and stuff like that. That to me felt like a carryover from the original script with the third act, where maybe one of these kids or something like that may have accused them at a later stage, where I was in the room alone with the kid, but we just talked, like that. It could have led into that, because we do see a few instances where he's talking to kids.
Like, that's not a thing that's happened today. Like, no parent is letting their young child...
No parents letting any child in a room with any adult they don't know.
But how did that happen back then?
It's just like, I don't know, I think just as a society, we've changed in terms of like how lenient we are. Like, because I don't know about you, when I was a kid, I was living in a housing estate, and it was, okay, go outside and play and come back when the streetlights come on. That was it. My parents didn't know where I was. I had a certain area I could go to around the whole estate, but it was like, when the streetlights come on, you come in. That's it. And I'd say even back further then, like, it used to be just like, I know there's a term called like a latchkey kid, where like kids would come home from school and they'd let themselves in and they'd just deal with themselves until their parents came home. You know, like, it just like, it was more lenient back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, to build on what you were saying, it's the Michael Jackson movie. Like, there's a reason why he's named the King of Pop. Like, this movie felt like it has to be big.
Yeah.
Also felt like it's been 17 years since he's died. Why has it taken this long? Because it nearly felt like, okay, we need to wait until we can do this absolutely right, until we can make this as big as we can.
I think there's also that element of trying to figure out how we portray this. Like, do we include this or not? And I think they were going the route of, we are going to depict these particular events as if they have been in life. So, in summary, he was not found guilty. All right?
I think one of the things that I suppose helps that narrative is the fact that this is made by the Michael Jackson estate. So they're not going to want to paint him in a negative light.
Yeah, I want to get to that in a minute. But because he was never found guilty, that's how the movie's going to portray it. In fact, if he was found guilty, they would either ignore it altogether or they would just not do the biopic.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's funny. I feel like I've lived a longer period of my life knowing that with all these musician biopics that have been made, where's the Michael Jackson one? And there's never been one. Now all of a sudden here we are. But speaking of all these musician biopics, most of them are about musicians who have passed away. And I think that honestly, the safer ones, the more authentic ones, I think they're the ones where if they're blessed to have the musician still alive today, to have a foot in its creation, to assist with the depiction of themselves. So Elton John, he was obviously involved in the process. His husband was a producer on the movie, and they went the fantasy route. It's an actual musical, and I think that could not have fitted anyone better than Elton John. And I feel happy that, yes, that I feel like that is an accurate portrayal in a fantasy lens of what his life was. But compared this to Bohemian Rhapsody, which both movies featured the same producer on because it's all over America, and Bohemian Rhapsody, it's about Freddie Mercury, right? It's a Freddie Mercury biopic, you know? But obviously, you know, he was in the band, and so you're going to have the band members in it. But Freddie Mercury passed away in 1991. That's crazy. What good could he have been doing today if he was still alive? And when they were making the movie, you know, I remember Sacha Baron Cohen was trying to portray Freddie Mercury, and obviously he would portray him wildly differently compared to how Rami Malek played him. And I think while the love would be there to get an authentic portrayal of Freddie Mercury, Sacha Baron Cohen would have done, I don't know if he would have committed to the more satisfying fan service element that we fans want, which is we want to see this musician go from rags to riches, meet his success. We want to see him create all these songs, and we want to see this actor perform some of these songs as well. And the rest of the Queen band didn't really want to see the outrageous drug-fueled...
No, they wanted a Queen movie.
Yeah.
And he wanted a Freddie Mercury movie.
Yeah.
Featuring Queen.
Yeah. So Brian May stepped in there and his ego was all over it, to the point where I'm sure he would have went to the producer and said, yeah, can you get Guywin, whatever his name was, who played Brian May in the movie. Great, you know.
He's a great performance, actually.
Yeah, it was, in fairness. I say he offloaded himself with that one scene where he said, screw it, and he started the creation of We Will Rock You. And, you know, like, I bet Brian May is showing that to all his friends. Look, that's me. I did that, you know, if whether that's true or not in that movie. But it's still a Freddie Mercury biopic, but it's a safe one. The only indication of his wild nights, like they were just surface level.
Yeah,
there was
it's in a montage. Yeah, you're not getting into the nitty-gritty of it.
There's one isolated shot of, like, you know, remnants of cocaine on the side there, and I'm like, dude, even Freddie Mercury wouldn't approve of this, I don't think. Like, they even make him this in the movie. They say he's gay. So Freddie Mercury was bisexual. It's just funny to see your colleagues in a roundabout way dictate how you are going to be portrayed, because you are not there to do it yourself.
You have no say over it.
And I think that's actually a little dangerous. like, you know, maybe there'll be some negative egos roaming about because the guy who's most beloved, who's most popular, he's getting, or they are getting the movie, they are getting the spotlight. It's pretty much about them, and we're off to the side, and we're still here living longer lives. We're making the movie, we're behind the movie. I just feel like it's easy for that type of thing to get tarnished. While I say that, and the Michael Jackson estate are behind this movie, I feel like they acknowledge, nah, it's Michael Jackson, he's the brand. Like, the Jackson family is behind Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson is the brand.
Yeah, I think it's easy to talk about it in hindsight, absolutely. Like, it's Michael Jackson and the Jacksons. Like, it's not... We're under no illusion from the get-go that he is the star. And I suppose that's the thing that Joe Jackson is trying to nearly downplay Michael in a way, that he's like, it's the Jacksons. We're the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
You know, we're all the Jacksons. It's great that Michael, yeah, you can do your own little thing. You can do your little side project there. But, you know, we're the Jacksons here. So we all got to work together.
Could you imagine if Joe Jackson was still alive and he knew this movie was being made? Oh God, how tarnished would this movie have been if he still had a say in it? Like, I would like to believe his siblings have positive relationships towards him, like, you know, in the creation of this project, you know. Like, I'd like to think that to ensure they would not be in danger of losing control, that I hope they didn't force Jafar Jackson to, hey, kid, yeah, you go play Michael Jackson, you play your uncle, you know, make it look like...
No, well, there was an audition process, I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
There is this one guy on TikTok, I think he's super weird, he's like a Michael Jackson impersonator, and he was there at like some dinner and he was shaking hands with Jafar Jackson because he didn't get the role.
Yeah.
I remember there's this one video, it's so cringy, where there's this other Michael Jackson impersonator who's like dancing or whatever, he's dancing to a Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Your man comes up and he's standing there and he's got his arm folded and he's like watching him. But he's watching him and he does this kind of like thing where he's like, I don't know, he's nearly reacting to it as if he is Michael Jackson. He's like, oh, look at this impersonator doing an impression of me. He's like, yeah, that's a tangent I'm going on, sorry.
I think it's probably good Michael Jackson's not here to see how this is done. You know, to see all these impersonators, do you know? Like,
well, that was a big thing now, even before he died. Like,
was it?
Yeah, Michael Jackson impersonators, absolutely. He was a person to impersonate.
Well, what I'm trying to say in closing my topic, I don't think this is the movie we would have gotten if Michael Jackson was 67 and alive today. Do you know? It's just funny to see things like that. Like, another musician who did have a movie about himself was Bruce Springsteen, and I think he broke the norm. He broke,
absolutely. Bruce Springsteen, completely different than most music biopics at all.
Yeah,
you know?
and while that was not, you know, popular and probably not even well received, I think it's the most reflective on him as a person. Never mind him as the icon, the character on screen.
Yeah.
So I think that's, even though it's not one of the highest popular ones for me, I still hold it in a certain high regard. Like, yeah, at least you did something different. And
Bruce, because it's about a portion of your life.
Yeah,
it's not about your whole life. It's not the Elton John. It's not the Michael Jackson. It's not even the Bob Dylan. But it's about this one particular point in my life.
Oh, the Bob Dylan was actually about a particular element. Like, Bob Dylan was still young. Like, Timothée Chalamet's portrayal of Bob Dylan.
Yeah, but it spans a couple of years as opposed to
Springsteen. It's only like 4 years or something like that. The Bob Dylan one.
Years implies more than one. And what I'm saying is that Bruce Springsteen wasn't years. It was a portion. It was about this album.
But when you're comparing it to Rocketman and Bohemian Rhapsody and even Michael...
Oh, that take place over years. Like...
decades.
Yeah, years, I'm saying.
Okay. So, what do you think of the movie?
I was going to say, we're about half an hour in. Will we stop dancing around? What did we actually think of the movie?
I liked it.
I liked it too, but I'm disappointed by it.
It should have been better.
It should have been better. I think that while... And you've made a good comparison here with your description of Rocketman. While Rocketman was very much fantasy, and while Elvis was a lot more bold and brass because it's Baz Luhrmann, I feel like Michael Jackson should have been more, I don't know, somewhere in between those two.
It should have had its own identity. Like, this is Anton Fuqua, who did Training Day.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think this should have leaned towards a softer version of Straight Outta Compton.
See, for me, it just felt like Michael Jackson is the king of pop.
Yeah.
It needs to be bigger. It needs to be... I think the thing that I was missing, right? And this is going to sound contradictory, right? It needed more music.
What?
Yeah, right? The movie is absolutely chock-a-block full of Michael Jackson and the Jacksons' music. Like, there's at no point I'm left wanting for music. Mm-hmm. But what it needed was more performances. It needed more set pieces. Like, when you think about the film, like, how many big set piece numbers are there? Like,
if you ask me right now, I've tried off the top of my head, right? ABC, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Thriller, Beat It, Bad, obviously at the end, and I think the I Want You Back one.
Yeah, well, yes, you've named performances.
Yes.
But what of those performances stand out? Like, say, the last performance, right?
Bad.
Where he's doing Bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's the culmination of the movie is coming to this.
Yeah, that's Bob Marley's One Love. That's Elton John's I'm Still Standing.
Yeah, but it feels like that performance is to the level that should be like a midway through the film performance. Like, there should be multiple of these level of performances throughout.
Like Elvis's Suspicious Minds.
Yeah, like,
because that's one of his prominent songs, and it's halfway through the movie where he started his Vegas stint and he never leaves.
Like, there should have just been bigger performances, bigger set pieces. Well, like, there's very few times where I go, oh yeah, this performance of this song is great. Yes, there are great recreations of things, like his performance of, like, Billie Jean and the music video for Thriller and that kind of stuff, but it's only very small sections of things. And when you have the catalogue of Michael Jackson, and it's not like we can only put in a small portion of these songs. I just felt like for the man that he is, and the title he is the King of Pop, and all of these well-known and recognisable songs, there were very few performances in the film that I'm like, oh yeah, this sequence with this song, you know?
But if I was to think back to... Jesus, well, I'm off of bringing up all these, like, musician biopics, but it's like referencing any other MCU film when we're reviewing an MCU film.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. When you're talking about one thing, you're going to look back on the previous in the same genre. So I think you're fair to compare it to, like, I'm comparing it to other musical biopics.
Okay, well, We Will Rock You and Bohemian Rhapsody in the movie, right? Those were small portions, and we saw the creation of those songs, but we didn't get a full-fledged performance. Do you know? I'm not going to compare it to Rocketman because they were near all performances. Anytime a primary song of Elton John came up, it was a musical sequence. It was a montage, so that doesn't count. But, like, even... I suppose Straight Outta Compton had a few good performances stage-wise, like, you know, on screen, where they're playing the whole song. But, like, anytime they were playing something in the movie... It led to an aftermath after that, a consequence of that. They were being chased by the police at one point, you know. So... But I don't feel like that with this movie here. Like, when he's doing the Beat It and the Billie Jean, the scenes that those musical sequences happen in, I thought they were fulfilling.
Yeah, I agree with you. They are. I just wanted more of those.
But what could have been more? What else could they have done? I feel
more?
like that.
What are you talking about? More? Just do it more.
So,
have more performances. More like
so
this sequence.
So, like, I don't know. I thought there was enough.
No, I felt like it was lacking for it.
Do you know the Human Nature song?
Yeah.
I actually don't really like that moment in the movie, because I just don't like that song. But, like, I'm like, dude, get back to, like, I would have dug another Thriller or another Beat It or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a preference in terms of the style of song. Like, Human Nature is a much slower song than...
Well, I don't know. I think I don't need them all to be the same, right? Because when they presented some of these songs, right, in Michael movie, they're done over the course of a montage where they're singing, like, the first minute of it, and then the rest of it is a montage of how they're progressing very well. One with Beat It, it's an isolated scene separate from the rest where he's dancing with the two rival gangs, the Crips and the Bloods. And I forget the Billie Jean one sequence in that movie, but the Thriller one is an also isolated one, and I think that's the best way to have Thriller in that movie, because the music video is probably the best music video of Michael Jackson, because
I think it's one of the most iconic music videos ever, full stop.
Yeah, so, like,
many artists.
Rather than having him perform it in front of an audience, I think having him perform it when they're filming it, that's the best way to do it. If they were to do that again in a sequel, if they were to do a sequel, they're doing that for Smooth Criminal. But when it comes to like Michael Jackson performing in front of an audience, like they did that a few times now. I know some of it was the Jackson 5, especially towards the end when he announces it's the farewell tour. They went all out because he sang the whole song of Bad. I thought this movie was going to... I thought Bad was going to be depicted in this movie, similar to Thriller. And it was going to... I thought the movie was going to end where he's now starting out on his own, and he's met this up-and-coming bright director named Marty Scorsese, who's about to direct the music video Bad, and he's going to act alongside Wesley Snipes. And I thought that's how the movie's going to end, with the song Bad as opposed to singing it on the screen. I don't know, man. I'm fulfilled with it.
It left me wanting more in terms of the performances. I felt like it just wasn't as big as it could have been. Like, I feel like the performances in Rocketman are better than the sequences in Michael.
Performances being...
like the set pieces, and like anytime a song plays in Rocketman,
yeah,
it feels like it's with purpose, and it's
but that, remember,
it's a sequence in itself.
But remember, they're telling a story through song.
Yeah, but it feels like it's a sequence in itself.
Yeah,
whereas when it's in Michael, it's like, let's put some music over this.
I think that's a little unfair to compare to Rocketman. Like, is obvious to what your favorite musician biopic is?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
yeah,
and you know, I kind of agree. It's Rocketman.
Yeah,
but I think, I don't know, we should be comparing. We should be comparing this movie less to Rocketman and more to the likes of Respect, or I Want to Dance with Somebody, or with A Complete Unknown, or with Back to Black. Do you know, like I have a list on Letterboxd. I can literally read them out.
One of your favorite genres, yeah.
Come on, man! Like it's like it's at least once a year now. We're getting 4 in 2028.
Who are we getting?
The Beatles.
Well,
what do you mean?
We're getting 4. Yes, okay. Technically, you're right, but it's 1 for each member of the Beatles. I thought we were getting 4 different.
You're disappointed?
Yeah, I thought we were getting 4 different ones. But
Snoop Dogg might release his in 2028.
Alright, okay. I don't really care too much about Snoop Dogg, to be honest.
But could you have said the same about NWA? The Ice Cube, Eazy-Z and Dr. Dre biopic?
Yeah.
Could you have said the same about their band? I don't really care about NWA. But did you like Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
Well then...
yeah, but so I'm not going to get excited about Snoop Dogg. I didn't watch the Tupac movie. I heard that was crap.
Because it's crap, yeah.
Yeah. But I wasn't excited for it, and I heard it was crap, so I didn't watch it. I wasn't excited for NWA, heard it was good, so I watched it, and it was good. Okay. I'm not going to be excited for Snoop Dogg unless it's good, and then I'll watch it.
Okay, I guess I've lost this battle.
Sorry. Now, while I am talking negatively about Michael just there, right, where some of the songs, so it left me wanting for more, what I can't say that same thing about is for the performance of Jafar Jackson. There was at no moment throughout this entire movie where I did not think, I'm watching Michael Jackson here.
Do you know when I just said a while ago with you could spot Michael Jackson from a distance and you know it's him just by his moves? Alright? Yeah. That's Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Jafar Jackson, he was inhabited by his uncle for this movie.
It's just as if he summoned him back from the dead, and it's like, here, you can take over my body for a while and you can do all the work.
And you know what? I get it. I absolutely get it. While me knowing Michael Jackson, right? Whenever I think of Michael Jackson, right, the image I conjure up is him at the end. I always think of him in
the long kind of silky curly black hair, where his skin pigmentation is not as dark as it used to be.
It's the moment where he announces the This Is It tour.
Yeah,
and he's like running around saying like, this is it. That's always the image I conjure up for Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
But seeing Jafar play the younger version of him and having him sing, and he's a good looking chap and he's got the dance moves, like, I just get it. I understand why people were obsessed with him, because it's like, when you're a triple threat like this, like, you look good, you can sing and you can dance and you make great music, quadruple threat. Like, yes, people are going to be screaming your name. Yes, people are going to be just absolutely enraptured by you. Yes, people are going to be like literally standing outside the gates of your house to try and get a glimpse of you. Like, I just understood it. And like, even when, you know, I've seen Michael Jackson dance before, and it's like, yeah, alright, they're good. And sometimes I'll see him dance and I go, I do that. Like, I do that in the club. not that I'm going to clubs, but like, I'm throwing fairly similar moves. But then in the sequence where he's doing Beat It with the other guys, and like, you're seeing all these people dance together in sequence, and it's a choreographed dance, you're like, whoa, this is great.
As he says, in unison.
Yeah, it's so good. And then his improvisation with it all, and like he can choreograph all this stuff and then improvise on it and make it even better again. It's like, I just get it. And Jafar Jackson does such a great job portraying that. Like this person who was born to perform.
Jafar Jackson showed up to work. I am fearful that Jafar Jackson's not going to have an acting career
because he's known as the guy who played Michael Jackson.
Because he is Michael Jackson. Like, what is stopping Jafar Jackson from having his own music career? And
he has had his own music career. He is a singer. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have to imitate him, but like, Jesus Christ, he can dance. That dude can dance. And like, hearing him speak how he actually speaks and sound, like, it's pretty much normal. It's not high pitched. Do you know?
That was something I was worried about as well.
You thought that it would be just a like
kind of nearly like a piss take.
Yeah.
But I got over it.
Do you know what, the whole that whole thing, I thought that came across very well, to the point where I'm not laughing at it.
No, I didn't laugh.
I'm getting into it. Do you know? I could literally follow after.
It's easy to pull out one little soundbite like that, but when it's all part of a performance, it's something completely different.
Yeah, because a few folks were saying that in the cinema. They were pulling off that. Do you know, I've seen a few. Some of my introductions of Michael Jackson growing up was how he was depicted in the likes of Scary Movie 3 and
just
4.
parody,
and Date Movie. You know, the bright red shirt, the black pants, the white socks, the shoes, and the long black hair that covers over his face. That's what I mean when I say you probably don't even get a full look of Michael Jackson and how he looks. So like, seeing in his later years, his pale face, his massive eyes, his smaller nose now, like it's the dude's an alien. The dude looks like an alien nearly, and it's easy to make fun of that type of stuff. Did you see that in Scary Movie 6 they are actually parodying Michael Jackson again, except they're doing it in a more respectable way?
Okay.
Did you see that?
No,
right, we'll save it for the movie, but
we're not talking about it.
Yeah, Jafar Jackson, right? I think one of his fathers is Michael Jackson's brother. I think that's how it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of his sisters.
Is Janet Jackson his sister?
Yeah.
'Cause she's not in the movie at all.
No, she didn't want to be in it.
Okay. Because I knew, because there's obviously an older sister.
Yeah.
But I'd nenever heard of her, but I was confused as to why Janet Jackson wasn't there. And for some reason I nearly convinced myself she was a cousin then instead. And that's why she wasn't there. But
no, she's a singer as well, isn't she?
Janet Jackson, yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, like, she didn't want to be in it, so okay, I guess if all you knew about Michael Jackson was this movie, I guess you'd assume he only has one sister. But yeah, Jafar Jackson, what a performer for this role, honestly. Right, never mind the physicality, the choreography, the singing, the pipes on that guy, right? He's actually a decent actor.
Yeah, no, he is.
He actually keeps a good, consistent performance. It's not a gimmick at all, you know? He is the best impersonator for Michael Jackson, I would argue. He's probably a better impersonator of Michael Jackson than Alden Ehrenreich is an impersonator of Han Solo. Because people were quick to say, oh, but this guy on YouTube or TikTok is a better young Han Solo than whoever they cast in the movie. Well, they're not really doing an impersonation of Harrison Ford. It's bringing their own thing to it.
Yeah.
But Jafar Jackson copied it to the T. The only thing that doesn't look identical between Jafar and Michael is that Michael Jackson's eyes are more bigger than Jafar Jackson's. Yeah, I think
there was I watched the Michael Jackson This Is It, the documentary that was like the behind the scenes as he was doing his final tour.
Yeah,
or before he obviously never got to do the tour.
It's crazy.
And there was just a small little detail that I just thought was so good it felt like it was carried over. And I felt like I benefited from watching that, and like seeing the way that Michael would talk to the director and to the other dancers as they were choreographing stuff. And then there's the moment where he's talking, where in the film he's talking on the set of Thriller, and he's saying like, "Oh, should we be pushing in there? Maybe we should be pulling out because I want to see the whole dancers. I want to see everyone's feet." And he the way he's talking to them is the same way that the actual Michael Jackson was talking to the others in that This Is It movie. And it feels like it's so soft-spoken and it's so polite. And I got a real sense that, oh yeah, this is a great, like, he's not performing for anyone here. He's actually just working.
He's being himself.
He's being himself. And it felt like there's no cameras around, like in the Jafar Jackson moment in the Thriller. It's like, there's no cameras around. I'm just talking to this guy. We're both working here. We're trying to get the best thing possible. And it was like almost identical to how the actual Michael Jackson was in that other documentary. It just felt like a great synergy that, oh, this is a great performance. You know, it's not an impersonation. This is how this person was. Now, on the flip side of Jafar Jackson's performance,
What's the flip side?
how do you feel about Coleman Domingo's performance?
Well, I think this movie does capture that Michael Jackson was a genuine nice guy all the way around.
When I say on the flip side,
yeah.
I don't mean it in the way that maybe it's coming across. While Coleman Domingo gives a great performance and he creates a villain that you hate. And I think that was a lot of pressure, right? Because think about this, right? You take out that third act, the original third act, where it's Michael Jackson's allegations, and it's kind of nearly completely replaced with his hair caught on fire. Yeah. And he has to heal from that. But like, other than his father, which has been there present throughout, there is no struggle for him. Like, he achieves fame and success. He's always been famous and successful.
He's Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah,
he's perfect. He's flawless.
Like, there's no struggle for Michael that comes along other than this freak accident. Like, there's no personal turmoil.
Sure. Like,
that he has to change or anything like that, or it's something that the allegations is that struggle. That is the big thing of his life. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the thing that has, for all the good he's done, for all of the art that he's created, it's the thing that's followed him throughout his life and his death, you know? And while Coleman Domingo, he has to portray this villain that he has to carry a lot of the film because he is the struggle for Michael.
Yeah.
He is the thing to overcome. And he does that very well. Coleman Domingo doesn't seem to think so because he hasn't really been participating in any of the interviews, or he's not really talking about the movie at all. It doesn't seem as though he is all that impressed with the movie.
He might just not be available.
When you sign up to do a movie, you also sign up to do the press. Like, it's not like all of a sudden it's like, oh, sorry, I can't do it.
I've seen that before.
I don't know, man. He just, like, I saw him on Hot Ones, and he just doesn't talk about the Michael Jackson movie.
Did he deliberately say, I don't want to talk about it, or...
Well, I mean, no, he didn't say that, but he doesn't talk about it. Let's face it, right? Going on those talk shows, you're there to promote the thing that you're on.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just go on a talk show just for the sake of it because you're famous. You're there because you've got a project to promote.
This is a bad example, but I'm going to bring it up because it's the only one I've got in my noggin.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Boyd Holbrook did not do any promotion for Shane Black's The Predator.
Okay.
And he was the lead character. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the guys aren't there.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Like,
I'd argue that, yes, that is a bad example, and Shane Black's The Predator is a bad movie. So, he doesn't want to do that.
That's why I preface by saying it's a bad example. So I'm covered there. You know, I covered myself.
But the thing, right, if you look at the reviews for most reviewers had this movie around kind of the 30 mark.
Oh yeah, I'm shocked. It's not a
30 movie.
No,
it's not.
This is a low 60s.
Yeah, that's where I put it. Absolutely. Like, sometimes I feel like is Coleman Domingo trying to distance himself? Because, like, when I feel like sometimes when an actor distances themselves and then the movie reviews come out and they're negative, it's kind of like, oh, it's okay, I already did it. Like, do you remember how the Madam Web girls were all dissing the movie right before it came out?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, you're trying to distance yourself from it. As if it's like, oh yeah, I just did that for the paycheck. That's kind of how it feels. Now, don't get me wrong. Coleman Domingo, he gives a great performance. And he's detestable. But I really enjoy watching him as an actor. Like, I've not seen a bad Coleman Domingo performance.
I think, I don't know, like, it's Anton Fuqua at the end of the day. Like, people want to work with him. People want to sign up to work with him. And if this movie was made back in the early 2000s, Joe Jackson would have been played by Denzel. Coleman Domingo, what a fucking actor.
You know who Coleman Domingo is, for me?
Victor from Fear the Walking Dead?
No. Coleman Domingo is who I wish Idris Elba was.
What you mean?
Idris Elba always appears in a lot of things, and they're bad. Like, he's a great actor in bad things.
Oh, he's got a few good ones.
Like what?
No, you've already have your mind set on this, so I'm not going to bother convincing
Yeah.
you. If you're going to come to a battle with a closed-minded mentality...
No, I think Idris Elba is a good actor in lots of bad things. Fast and Furious. He's not that great in Star Trek Beyond.
Would you like his letterboxd? Would you like his filmography to review?
No, I'm just trying to think of like other bad ones he's in. Like there's like a DJ one that he's in.
The Suicide Squad's not bad.
No, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He is in good things, absolutely. But what I'm trying to say is that Coleman Domingo is who I wish Idris Elba was. Like a great actor who I do not see a bad performance in him. Or he's like Coleman Domingo was never in a bad film. And if he is in a bad film, he's the best part of that film.
So are you just saying now that Idris Elba...
I wish Idris Elba was as good as Coleman Domingo.
But you're saying that he is bad in other movies?
In some movies he's bad, yeah.
You think he's bad?
In some movies, yeah.
You think he's bad in Hobbs and Shaw? I think he's just,
Yeah.
he's just playing the role. Like
Yeah, it's a bad role in a bad movie.
A role is different from a performance. A performance
Gives a bad performance in a bad role in a bad movie.
I don't think the performances are bad. I don't think he does bad performance.
I'm the Black Superman.
That's a bad role.
Yeah, it's a bad performance in a bad role in a bad
It's
movie.
bad script writing.
Yeah, listen, Brian, okay. It's bad. You pick any part of Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, you pick any point of it, and if you ask my opinion on it, I'm going to stamp it with, it's bad, okay? It's bad, Brian.
How long
It's bad.
How long have you known Coleman Domingo?
Not very long.
He's been very selective with his work.
That's it, yeah.
And what a ladder he's climbing. I bet you he's getting the and in Spielberg's Disclosure Day.
Yeah, likely so.
Yeah.
What's your favourite performance from Coleman Domingo, actually?
My favourite performance of Coleman Domingo. Dude, while I come up with that fact...
I can tell you mine. Right off the bat. 100%.
This.
No.
No?
No. Well, for you, yeah, maybe. Not for me. It's,
Well, what is it for you?
It is the Sabrina Carpenter Tears music video.
So, while you just hang tight there, I'm going to get a more appropriate answer.
I do really like him in Euphoria.
He plays a great role in Euphoria, but it's very limited.
Yeah. That kind of nearly
Adds to it.
adds
in a way.
to it, absolutely.
My favourite role for Coleman Domingo, I think, if it's not Joe Jackson, I think it could possibly be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I've not seen that, so I can't speak to it. Now, I'll give you a good example of Coleman Domingo as the best part of a not great movie. Running Man.
Yeah, he showed up to work. Like, Lee Pace was fine. Lee Pace was likable, but he's likable. Same with everyone else, to be honest. But Coleman Domingo shows up. He's so much energy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He really does. How the hell did that man start off in Fear the Walking Dead? I don't know. I have no idea. Like,
Fear the Walking Dead is something that, like, you have told me, do not watch this. Like, don't bother.
Yeah.
And like, I watched Daryl Dixon. I watched Maggie and Negan show. Like,
Don't watch Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
No matter how good Coleman Domingo... No. It's not that he's good. He's just...
he's the best part of a bad thing.
He's the most diverse character. He's the most edgiest character. He's the character who does go back and forth, and I believe he has the most to do. So yeah, Coleman Domingo, what a guy, honestly. I think he just finished out the series just to finish contract. But Joe Jackson, intimidating. He was intimidating in this movie. And I was surprised to see him still in the movie after he was fired. I thought, okay, now we're going to see very little of him. No, he's in the movie quite a lot. He's like second billing name in this. I'm surprised to see him still there. Like, in the kitchen, showing Michael the sheet where he said, I was taking a frame in this. Years later, he's celebrating his Michael's success, and he's wearing a suit, and he's just ruined his moment for him. And then that scene where I told myself, this could only be got by Anton Fuqua. A scene between Joe Jackson and Don King. I could do with a short film on that. I really, 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 really could. I love that scene. I don't know why. I just love seeing these two men from different realms they operate in, and even though they're going to strike a deal, they're still mistrusting of each other.
Yeah.
Like, I thought for a second, is that Coleman Domingo playing Don King? I really
playing against himself.
I really thought that could have been for a second. Like, I really love that scene. It's a shame this is being released so early, because I think he's nearly worthy of a supporting actor nomination.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things, isn't it, about like the kind of award season forgets the things that come out really early in the year.
Yeah. Sorry.
That being said, like Sinners cleaned up and that released super early last year, so you never know. You know, these things might.
I really loved it, and you know what? I thought this movie was going to play it safe. I thought,
it did. In a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, yes, it did. Absolutely, of course, it did. Still got to give him chops for showing the childhood abuse scene.
Yeah, they didn't hold back on painting this guy as a monster.
No, like this is the patriarch of this family who, in his own words, none of us would be here if it weren't for me.
Yeah,
like, and then the wife says, keep telling yourself that. Like, in a roundabout way, he is right. He forced it onto his kids.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do the ends justify the means? Where, like, that opening, the first scene where he's sitting at the table and he's like, I don't want to work in a steel mill for the rest of my life. And he, like, you know, puts them through the ringer and he, like, makes them work hard for it. And it's like, literally 10 minutes later, they're in a huge mansion. And it's like, yeah, now look, like, I pushed yous. And look where we all live now. Yeah. And we're all so well off. Like, this, it worked. So it's kind of like you were a bastard. Yeah, you were a bastard, but, you know, do the ends justify the means? It's a hard one. It's like, would Michael Jackson have been Michael Jackson without Joe Jackson?
Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
I like seeing him appear throughout. I like seeing the softer side of him, and softer being pleading. Like pleading as in, like, sitting next to his bed, and after he gets one no, he pretty much says, you're going to be alone for the rest of your life if you abandon your family. You know, what kind of son does that? Like,
oh, I wouldn't have described that as pleading at all. It's threatening. He's like,
that's what I mean. There's no shed of innocence. There's no suggestion of redemption, or even an acknowledgement that this guy comes around. Like, this, Joe Jackson died a good few years after Michael Jackson. Like, is there any defeatism for Joe Jackson even after losing Michael?
I don't know, because even like after the accident happened, he's there like, will he be able to perform again?
Yeah,
like, he's barely even asked, is he all right? It'll be like, can I still make money off him?
Yeah, and to that own fault, it is one note. I like to see a bit of depth in these characters, but the fact that they go all in on this guy being bad, at the end of the day, Joe Jackson was a cunt. He was a motherfucker, and reflected so here. And the fact that, you know, the Jackson estate, the family, they're watching this man portray their father.
Oh, yeah, it's Jafar Jackson's grandfather.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Jesus, that's just mad. That is absolutely mad. Like, Jafar Jackson would have been alive to see Joe Jackson around.
Yeah, probably knew him, yeah.
Yeah, he would have known him. So, what would Joe Jackson have to say with Coleman Domingo portraying him here?
Yeah.
You know? I knew when Coleman Domingo was cast. I corrected myself.
Yeah, you got it. Fair play.
Cast in this movie. I knew that is perfect. He is perfect.
Yeah.
He's still new around the block, but he's well seasoned. He's a veteran. I just think it was great all around. Honestly, those are the two. Do you know what? We're talking so much about the movie, about the character and real life person of Michael Jackson and Joe Jackson. Do you know what we have not talked about? Miles Teller.
Yeah, do you know what? I forgot he was in it. Like, he's not much in it. Like, in another, you know, musical biopic, he's the manager and he's the one that fucks him over. And like, obviously, I know they have to be some level of true to life. But like, Miles Teller, like, until he was introduced into it, I had forgot he was going to be in it at all. Like, he's very rare. He's barely in it at all.
I like, you know, the roles that character plays for him, because like, he's the junior solicitor in that room, and he's the one that Michael chooses. He's in like maybe 5 scenes altogether.
If that, yeah.
If that. In fact, do you know who definitely has more screen time? His bodyguard.
Yeah.
I had no knowledge of
Bill,
who.
yeah.
I've no knowledge of who this guy is, and this guy had some amount of screen time. Like this, who is this guy? How did
he felt like he was nearly more of a father figure to Michael than Joe was.
or if even an older brother who
looking out for him.
I like that. I'm delighted to see that they depicted that there. Out of anything else, the fact that I tried to look up who this actor is. I've never seen him before.
He looked very familiar to me, but I
couldn't. Do you know who he looked like he could play a great role? Tombstone.
Yes.
In a Spider-Man thing. Yeah. I think he would play a great Tombstone. And they do have an actor for that role in the upcoming Brand New Day. So I'm looking forward to that. But this guy looks like a good Tombstone.
He's got like no credits to his name. I'm looking him up, but like, yeah, you're absolutely right. No, he definitely could play that kind of a role.
He just looks like it, like a real sympathetic version of that.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that there.
There was a few things, I don't know about you, like narratively. I kind of said it earlier where they were like kind of sprinkling seeds that didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
Like there was a few, like there was him looking at like so many of the like Disney stuff, like looking at Neverland, like when he gets Bubbles, the monkey, when he references the pigmentation on his skin.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, it kind of all felt like to me, and it very much felt like this at the very end where we got Michael Jackson will return in Avengers Doomsday, essentially, where at the end it says his story continues. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's going to be another one.
If this movie makes
this movie makes money, and it will, I think it genuinely will, we're getting a second one. And that, I don't know how I feel about that, because I felt like there was so much in this movie that was planted for a sequel that might never come. Like, it just, some of it feels like it's, I don't know, is it like key jingling? It's like, it's weird when it's like, hey, look at this, you know this, don't you? And it's like, but it's someone's real life, that kind of thing. Like, there was something really small, this small little sequence where when he's making the album for Thriller, and he's trying to figure out the name, and he keeps putting the different song names at the title, and I'm like, oh, come on, like, who doesn't know it's called Thriller? Like, come on, like, you don't, this kind of felt like you're treating us like idiots. Like, come on, we know it's going to be Thriller, so you don't need to be doing this.
I think a lot of biopics do that.
Yeah, and I don't like it. It's like, just, I don't know, it nearly feels like spoon feeding, and there were too many little seeds planted that may not come to fruition at all in a possible sequel. I absolutely could see them doing a sequel. I think that it just makes sense considering where they left off, because there's so much more of his life to go. I hope that there is a second one to justify some of the actions taken in the first movie.
I don't mind a lot of the little teases, specifically there's a name for the disease.
Yeah, I didn't catch the name of it.
I looked it up today, if you could believe it, because when a biopic comes out, you tend to vitiligo, vitiligo.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I grew up being informed that Michael Jackson had
bleached his skin.
He bleached his skin. He had a skin surgery to make himself white because he didn't like looking at the man in the mirror, which looked like Joe Jackson. That's what I was told. Okay, so forgive me if for most of my life I always had in my head that Michael Jackson changed the color of his skin, and it's only something that Michael Jackson has done. Like, it's not the case. It's of all people for that to happen to him, adds to the character, and I think that's an avenue for what story they could tell in Michael sequel.
What would you call it?
Michael Jackson.
I just call it Jackson.
I call it Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
I call it Michael Jackson. Michael and Michael Jackson. Like, he does. He actually goes out with Elvis's daughter at one point.
He marries her.
Yeah, Priscilla.
No, Lisa.
Sorry, Lisa Marie. So you can either get the actress from the Elvis movie, or you can. No, sorry, that's Priscilla. Apology. Yeah, so it's just crazy how connected that is. I actually remember that back in the day that Michael Jackson married Elvis's daughter. Like, how more connected could these two icons be?
Yeah.
But like, my concern for a sequel is, what could they do? Like, the most they could do for this movie is, what is the protagonist's mission here. He wants to leave his boy band group and fire his father and go solo. He did that.
Yeah.
And that's it. He overcame it like quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like,
Yeah.
like
It's a very limited thing when you can't tell a portion of the story which is arguably the biggest part of his life. One of the biggest parts of his life.
So a lot of this movie, the meat of it to push it was Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
That's done.
Yeah.
What is there left to tell?
Yeah.
Like honestly, there is more room to celebrate Michael Jackson and his music and his career. But those are celebrations. Celebrations were in this movie, but propelled by a culminating story with Joe Jackson as the villain. You know, like it's a family drama. But that's not here. So other than the celebrations of Michael Jackson doing Smooth Criminal, Black and White, and Don't Care About Us, and whatever other songs that those later years. Other than the skin color that he faces on, what else is there to do? I don't know. I would like a sequel because I like his music. I would like to see it.
But there was also his death. Like, don't forget that. That's a huge thing as well. Like, because he died from, what was it, drug overdose? Like, he was prescribed. Like, they even have that. That's a little bit of a thing where he doesn't like being on the pain medication, or he refuses the pain medication. It's like, oh, that feels like it's a small little thing to lead into the next time. So, like, that could be a something that he struggles with as well.
I forgot his hair goes on fire. I forgot that was a thing.
I did not know that was a thing in real life.
At all.
No.
I knew it because of Just Lose It from Eminem, but I completely forgot it entirely. In its entirety, I completely forgot. So Michael Jackson's nose falling off could be that for the sequel. Did you know that?
That his nose fell off?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't know that?
I know he got surgery, but
his nose falls off.
Okay.
Sorry, I spoiled that for you.
That's okay. Spoiled real life events.
Spoiled. Did you know the Titanic sank?
I want to see Michael Jackson who tried to play Spider-Man. I want to see that. Do you know about that?
No.
He tried to play Spider-Man.
Did he?
Yep.
I think he bought the Beatles at one point.
He did, yeah. He got advice from Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney said, the best piece of advice I can give you is own all your own catalogue, own all your own master recordings. And he's like, oh, thanks. And so next time he saw him, he's like, oh yeah, I took your advice. And he goes, oh, you bought your recordings? Like, no, I bought yours. So he bought the Beatles catalogue.
Yeah. I think Paul Mescal will play Paul McCartney in a quick cameo.
In the second film, I'm sure he will, yeah.
It's just funny seeing the more musician biopics we get, the more they're going to reference here. Like
yeah.
There was a cameo appearance here from Mike Myers. Did you know that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. He was also in Bohemian Rhapsody. That's a funny gimmick now.
Yeah.
Like he's played like a.
I feel like he only cameos now.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Very rarely.
He does. But it took me half the scene he was in to realize. Wait a second. That looks like Mike Myers.
No, I got him straight away.
I didn't. No, honestly, like I didn't clock him. Like he was well disguised. I think he was better disguised here than he was in Bohemian Rhapsody. And when he was listing off all the musicians that he has
that
under his
pull,
band.
yeah.
So like he was saying, okay, that one has a biopic, that one has one. Oh no, that one, like he listed Bruce Springsteen as one. Billy Joel doesn't have one.
Not yet.
He will soon. David Bowie will get one soon.
David Bowie has one, but not properly.
Not properly, no.
I think a biopic has to have the music.
If the biopic,
otherwise, what's the point?
You only count as a biopic if you have the rights to the music. It's like doing a biopic on Messi or Ronaldo and they don't play football.
Yeah, well, I hate Ronaldo, so.
All right, well, I'm spitballing.
I would not go to Ronaldo.
I'm spitballing.
Yeah.
Examples. I'm not saying I want them, but yeah, at some point we'll have to get our fellow Irishmen and get Shane McGowan and Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a Sinead O'Connor one actually.
Yeah. I think
that would make sense.
There ought to be one day.
Are you happy with that?
What's your favourite Michael Jackson song? Smooth Criminal for me, easy.
Smooth Criminal's a good one.
I love Smooth Criminal.
I like the Smooth Criminal version of Glee. The Glee version of it. That's good. I like Gotta Be Starting Something. Mama say, mama sa, mama musa.
Really?
I like that, yeah. I'm vibing with that one at the moment.
Alright.
I can come and go. I actually quite liked Human Nature as well.
Really?
Tell 'em that it's human nature. Why?
Oh, okay. My mother saw Michael Jackson in Spain.
What?
Yeah.
Did she see him when he was like holding the baby over the... That's another controversy that he had. He held the baby over a balcony and nearly dropped it.
Yeah.
Like, I think a sequel actually would have a lot more controversy because of all these other things that happened in his life.
Yeah.
There's nearly a more interesting section.
Yeah, just more room for controversy, definitely. But Jafar Jackson, he's like in his early 20s, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like Michael Jackson died at 50.
Oh, yeah, because we can't age up actors? Come on, Brian. It's makeup. Ever heard of it?
Go on, close this out.
Have you got a recommendation before we let these people go?
I am going to recommend... What am I going to recommend? I want to recommend... Apex?
Apex? Okay. Bit of a strange one.
Why?
Considering we're doing a musical biopic and you're not going to recommend another musical biopic.
Should I? Is that...
Well, I was
sorry,
gonna.
Sorry, David, I didn't read the rule book there.
I thought sometimes there's a theme.
Okay, well then I'll recommend Apex for another day.
Recommend it for next week.
Sure. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I am going to recommend Get Back, the Beatles. The 3-part documentary.
Yeah.
3-part being like 8 hours in total.
It's a long documentary.
It is a long documentary. Yeah. It's my favourite thing of the Beatles because it's just watching them in the tail end of the decade they were together in a band. Like the Beatles were together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's the culmination, I suppose, of them leading to their last ever performance.
Yeah, and it's very much not a ceremony. Like,
no,
it's getting me. I'm looking forward to the 4 Beatle movies, and I can't wait to see them. Like, could you tell I'm a fan?
Yes.
So I'm going to recommend that on Disney Plus. Peter Jackson directed. Like, it's great seeing Peter Jackson to move away from iconic franchise stuff like Lord of the Rings and do like these indie but not indie
his archival documentary.
Yeah, that's great. Like, I would be content. I would be fine if Peter Jackson never directed a movie proper, like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing. But I would like to see him one day.
Yeah, so would I.
Maybe a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you got a recommendation?
I'm going to recommend 2 movies. I'm going to recommend 2 of my favourite musical biopics. I'm going to recommend Rocketman about Elton John, and I'm going to recommend Better Man about Robbie Williams.
Yeah, that's another instrumental musical one, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
I must just prefer biopics that have that kind of like fantasy element to it. And I feel like both of those movies have that level of...
Oh, no, they are the only 2.
Maybe that's why I like them so much then. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like, yeah. I'll recommend a third one then as well. I'll do Walk the Line. That's probably my favourite realistic.
That's probably the most... Do you know what makes Walk the Line stand out from everything else when it comes to a musician biopic?
What?
It's of its own era.
Yeah, it was before this became a popular genre.
Pre-Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way I would describe it. Like, Tina Turner had one. What's it called? Black Panther's mother in the MCU. Angela Bassett played Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It. But that was like a movie. It wasn't a musician biopic.
Yeah.
Same with Walk the Line. It was a movie. And Straight Outta Compton was a great movie as well, but that was in like 2015, 2016. And that was a good solid movie. I think it stands unique on its own. But ever since Bohemian Rhapsody, musicians have been getting biopics like we get a superhero movie these days. It is an honor to itself. The fact that you can make a list of it and they're always cross-referencing each other. Like, it's you can't deny it anymore. It is what it is. You're guaranteed to get biopics. Like, I remember the longest time I was wanting the Beatles movies, and now here we're going to get them. So no matter time, we're going to get one that you'd like to see next. But they've hit the peaks now. They got the King of Rock with Elvis, and now they've got the King of Pop with Michael Jackson. So that's it.
Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed to us on your favourite podcasting app of choice to never miss an episode. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as our other podcast, which is Saturday Morning Cartoon Club. You can listen to episodes of that on the last Saturday of every month. We just released an episode on Shaolin Showdown, an absolute classic, one of both of our favourites. So if you haven't already, make sure to check that out. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out all of the other podcasts on our network. That includes Still Got Legs, it's got Unfinished Film Thoughts, got the archive of Another Happy Pod and Fishing Trip Files. So if you haven't already, make sure to check those out. Those can all be found on the Another Happy Studios YouTube page or at anotherhappystudios.com. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
Give me your best he.
He.
Shamona.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, David.